Hello, and welcome to All the Trek, the show where I watch every episode of Star Trek until I start randomly quoting Shakespeare. I'm your host, Bree, and today I'll be reviewing episodes 13 and 14 of Star Trek, the original series. Episode 13, The Conscience of the King, in which Kirk falls for the worst person possible. Seriously, she is just the worst. In this episode, Kirk's friend invites him to see a play and says, "Hey, you see that guy up on stage? Doesn't he kind of look like that famous mass murderer? Anyway, I invited the entire theater troupe to my house for a party. See you later." But Kirk doesn't see him later, because while Kirk is flirting with the troupe leader's daughter, his friend is found dead. Kirk's romance is interrupted by the death of his friend, but time marches on, and Kirk and Lenore find more time to flirt aboard the Enterprise. Lenore says some disparaging things about the other women aboard the ship, like female crew members aren't real women. Fortunately, Kirk steps up to the plate and says that women who work on a spaceship aren't less womanly just because they work on a spaceship. Unfortunately, he kind of undermines standing up for his crew members by going for the kill with Lenore. Eventually, Kirk convinces Lenore's dad to admit that he is mass murderer Kodos. It turns out that Kodos regrets his prior actions, and the person who's been killing all of his old enemies is none other than Lenore. Lenore accidentally kills Kodos during a play performance and starts wildly quoting Shakespeare like an absolute psycho. Honestly, the odd Shakespearean nervous breakdown takes me out of the episode, and I'm really disappointed in Kirk for being so unprofessional, and for some space drama queen. If you're going to be unprofessional, at least do it so that you can romance Rand, because I ship that so hard. The episode was mostly really well acted, and the plot kept me intrigued throughout the entire episode, so I will give it 4 out of 5 stars. Episode 14, Balance of Terror. This episode opens with some bad news about Outpost 14, but instantly we pan over to the wedding of a lovely young couple. As soon as I saw the wedding, I knew 2 things. A, this wedding isn't going to happen. And B, one or both of you will be dead within the next 50 minutes. Outposts near the Romulan neutral zone are being destroyed, crew and all. So the Enterprise decides to investigate things. They halt the wedding, go to the Romulan neutral zone, and realize that the Romulans plan on breaking their treaty. They use the Romulans' cloaking device against them to follow them to their next point. Up until this point, no one had actually seen what a Romulan looked like. The Enterprise hacks into the Romulan internal camera system, and the Romulans look exactly like Spock. One guy decides to hurl around some spying accusations and says some racist things. Spock actually saves the day, and everything turns out okay. The biggest, most important part of this episode is Kirk says that he will not stand for bigotry. When you take into account the social and political issues at the time that this episode aired, that's a huge thing to say. It was brave of the writers, the entire staff, the actors. Anyway, Kirk offers to take the Romulans captive. Unfortunately, their honor requires that they self-destruct. Before they go kaboom, the Romulan captain gives Kirk mad props for being such a great adversary. 4 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching All the Trek. Don't forget to check out what Megan and Alice had to say about this episode by clicking the link below. And also don't forget to check out the Educating Geeks website for more content. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Tumblr. Join me next week for another Trek Tuesday. Live long and prosper.